Good morning. So GJ is looking cute. Hope no one was selling because she didn't say that she wanted to do that yet. What was the move yesterday? Oh yeah, so let's talk about yesterday. So the last higher low that we had yesterday was right here. So I knew to look for buys. I did get in buys too early, even though I surely did see like these supports were broken, this entire violation. And we had this whole entire lower high created by this. I knew better than to take buys just off of one engulfing. I knew it was probably going to take some time to shake out the sellers, because honestly, at that moment, we were having little lower lows and lower highs formed. So I believe I put, you could either wait for an engulfing variation or resistance to break. And this is why I stress, like, it helps when you just wait for resistance to break. You can like really up your win rate when you do that, and as long as you know what fib you're in and what the current momentum is. So the current last higher low was created by this bearish candle. That's ugly. This bearish candle, and then this bullish candle, and then again right next to it too. I would say these two create this past higher low that we just had. That's still maintaining this bullish move. As you can see to our left. So you see how we have resistance being created, all this maintained. I would consider this one too. Yes, this. And also depending on who you is, you could consider this too. It's just, it's really up to you. Another thing that could have said, okay, I think we're ready for buys is probably maybe this candle. Then you could have had your stop like under here. But at the same time, what would be even better now, because you see that the 30-minute is like maintaining lower highs. I personally would wait for another time where there's going to be volatility in the market. So I probably wouldn't have just, if I acknowledged that the 30-minute was clearly making lower lows and lower highs in the moment, I would have just been like, okay, let me just wait for London, pre-London, whatever. Because then it's going to have the energy and volume to actually break the resistance, so that's why sometimes it's good to just take off a session if you see it's not even flowing in your favor. The target I still have is, going up to this negative 27% area. And take a look at how, so we have point A, point B. We technically did break a structure point, right? Because this came up to 38.2. This is 38.2 right here, right? And then we actually had, candles that broke it and said, okay, we're going to continue. So if it's maintaining higher lows and if it breaks that initial 38.2, the next place it can go is to the 50, and then 61.8, and then 78.6. But the point is like, now we broke a level of actual structure. So, and after leaving this monthly area, so it could come up to here and just completely, go all the way to the 100%, because it can do that now because we are in that flow, or it can just reverse from there. There's a lot of things that could happen. But it's good not to think too far ahead, so you don't get stressed or confused. If you just focus on what's happening right now, trading can be so much easier. So buys for today is buys on gold. So we see we've had this nice, beautiful, clear 4-hour resistance break. If you thought that if your bias is sells because we have this massive big movement, understand that, the 38.2 is here. So if price was really wanted to go bearish for real, and I was mistaken by it being in an actual bullish fib, then the 38.2 is like just a level that you want to, you know, just be aware of, that you could potentially have a reversal. But again, what you would want to see is a break of 4-hour higher lows, because now that's being maintained. And now that it's being maintained, if it doesn't break and you take sells and expect it to go long term, that's a big, big risk, especially on gold. And we've got some news today at 10 for the US dollar and at 8.30 for Canadian dollar. But let me take this off because this is not what I think of price right now. You know, my bias is right here. This is where my current fib is, what I assume is happening, you know, and we broke these lower highs that was being created. So now, again, just my bias for gold is bullish. Let's see how it looks on the daily. Yeah, it's the same. A higher high. High, point A, point B. It's a daily move. Yeah, we have this, was that an engulfing candle on the daily too, in this monthly / weekly support. It's cute. But take a look at the UCAD real quick. I didn't talk about it last video because I really just wanted to focus on gold and GJ. But this is where price was. And I was like, oh snap, I see something. I see a difference, right? And to me, we're already creating lower lows and lower highs, right? That's just in my head, you know? So when it had this break, I was like, yeah, this is really delicious. You could have a really nice bearish move here today. And then you see on the 30-minute, you kind of consolidated for a second, broke minor support, and that could have been your entry or whatever. But I do believe that it has a good way to go. Let's see. Yeah, and then for GU, we also broke a level of structure on GU. So now it can do whatever. It can really go bullish from here if it wanted to continue, because like you see point A to point B, we see this is 38.2. It has enough bullish momentum. It had enough bullish momentum to break that structure, so it could come up to here if it wanted to, or it can just be the start of this full turnaround. Let's see, because I do believe that, yeah, point A to point B. Okay, and then it just hit the 61.8 level. Let's see, that probably could have been somewhere seen on the weekly. I kind of see something there. I do not like that color. Yeah, my only compliments when it comes to zones that I am cool with using are seen on the weekly or the monthly. Anything else for the way I trade, I feel like is too weak for me. Yeah, this is actually a really good level. So again, the current minor fib is what I'm looking at here. It's still bearish, but it broke within itself structurally. So it's bound to, maybe it can come up to the 100%. Maybe it could reverse from there. It could break. It's just, that's really up in the air. But for now, higher lows are being maintained. So just stick with that. Yeah. Okay. Have a good trading day.